Salutations, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well this evening. I appreciate everyone that's coming in, whether it's live or you're doing a replay or you're in the bushes, wherever you are, and however you watch this. I really hope all is well with every one of you. So I really am looking forward to having a conversation with our special guest. She's an educator and also a great singer and happens to be a member of my church. Shout out to the Christian Church at East Point. So you know, I had to make sure I had on a bra so I could be presentable enough to have this conversation with someone that is, very a very sweet person, wife, mother, educator. So I'm looking forward to just having a conversation about not just her family life, but her career and also her views on the climate right now in regards to education, because it's a lot, so many layers that you could peel back from. So I'm really looking forward to having this conversation. So after this intro, I'm going to be bringing up Miss Nicole McGraw. Here we go. Yes, Mrs. McGraw. How are you doing this evening? Thank you for coming through to my little piece of platform. I
Oh,
appreciate it so much. Yes. So how are you this fine day?
I'm really good, and thank you for having me. I'm doing really good, bless.
Good, good. I'm glad to hear it. And so, well, how was school? Or did you? It was school. Was school still open?
We actually were
No.
done on Friday, so I am out
Okay.
on Christmas break.
Christmas break. Okay.
Mhm.
And when you return?
The teachers returned January 5th, and the kids come
January.
back the 6th.
Oh, okay. Got you. So I mean, so how has it been so far this school year? How's it been for you?
It's been really good. I think 2 years ago, I had to make a difficult decision to leave one district and I moved into a different district. And I'm actually glad because now I'm seeing what is happening in the old district. The school closing, several people, even though they said they are going to place teachers, a lot of people are either getting written up or losing their
Mm.
jobs.
Oh,
So I'm
okay.
getting texts, especially for those that worked under me for reference. And so I just thank you that God moved me, shift me from one place, one district to another. And right now, I'm okay.
Oh, okay, good. I didn't know you had fur babies. I didn't know you had dogs.
Yeah, we got a friend of mine. A friend of mine did not want Kobe, and Price and I wanted a dog in 2019. Were more so me because he was on the road, so I just needed like a support
For
dog.
companionship. Right, right. Oh,
He's been
okay.
with us ever since.
Oh, okay. But I
Mhm.
want to know, but I always like to start in the beginning of one's journey. So I want to like kind of get your upbringing because I know you were born and raised in Detroit, correct?
Correct, single mom. Um,
Okay.
I have two additional siblings, one older sister, one younger brother. A lot of people don't know my upbringing was very challenging, and that's how that this is how I became the woman because of my upbringing. I know how to stretch a dollar. I know how to eat beans and rice.
Mm,
I know how to have nothing and make something out of nothing. I know how to work hard. It's nothing for me to work two, three, four jobs, especially when my kids were younger, because I did whatever was needed, with of course to some limit. But I did cleaning. I work at a grocery store. I did that to make sure my kids did not go without.
absolutely. And we'll get more into that. So I'm glad you brought that up because I mean, I do understand how it is, having to work multiple jobs, which at some point you shouldn't have to. But I get it that, at
Right.
that time, I mean, those humble beginnings will do it for you. But you
Yeah.
said you was raised in a single parent household, you said single mom?
Yes, single mom. My
Was
mom
that
did not have us to really we didn't have family, because of her own trauma. She was a
oh,
product of abuse from her own father. From
mm,
there, her mother was, killed early on, so she had to be the mother
wow.
to her siblings. It
Wow.
it was it was
Mm,
a lot to unpack even for a kid. We didn't understand. So today, when people talk about family reunions, I was like, I ain't never been to a family reunion. I
Wow,
never.
really?
Yeah, my mom just kept us from our family. I just hate that she
Mm.
did that. But again, it was her own trauma. I did see therapy about that years back, and one thing that stuck with me was your mom did the best she could do with the tools that she had. Um, so forgive her, and that's what I did. I moved on. So
Yeah, because I was gonna say, because I know, again, and you know what, and I do understand your position because it takes time for us to forgive our parents because we know when as children we revere them, but then later
mhm,
on we judge them.
yeah,
Once we know better, once we know better, become more aware. But
right,
at the same time, I think you have to understand her position as well because she, like you said, she's been through some traumatic experiences. So it has to been a reason why she kept you from certain people in your
right,
family. There are
right,
people in your life that you don't need to be around. So I
right.
kind of get it. But did she explain it to you in more detail as far as like why she, excluded you from her side of the family?
No, my mom never talked to us about it. All we knew was that her dad molested her. Um, and uh,
See?
and I want to backtrack on something. I never had ill feeling. If you had the opportunity to ever meet my mom never took on what was projected to her. Meaning, if we had unforgiveness, she didn't care. I love my mom even to this day. I always said when she got older, I was going to be the one that take care of her. Um,
Okay.
but unfortunately, she passed away 2 years, and it was untimely. Now, it was trauma
Mm,
in that, but,
sorry to hear that. Yeah,
yeah,
my
but my mom
condolences.
my mom was a very strong woman, and that's where I got my strength from learning and watching her, how she handled things, good or bad. Um,
Mm,
now that I'm now that I've been saved, I was always introduced to Christ at a young age. I
okay.
approach everything different than how, uh
How were you introduced to Christ?
so, um Um, I had to stay with friends because my mom, I was a kid. I really didn't have nowhere to stay. So I stayed with some friends through high school, and they my best friends to this day. And they pretty much took me in on the holidays and summer, and I just lived with them for a couple of weeks out. Um, and they were church goers, so they went to Church of God in Christ, and that's how I was
Ah,
introduced to Christ.
okay.
Yeah.
Mhm. Oh, Kojic. So you know about the Kojic thing. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All
Yes,
right. All right.
ma'am.
Tell me. All right now.
So,
So with your mom, so was your dad around? Or like what was that dynamic?
no, my dad was not around, and I did not find out so much. I didn't find out till later. Um, no one never told me. My dad was a drug addict. I
Mm.
found out on his pretty much on his deathbed. They call. I was working at KIP, and I got a call. I said, "Your dad is on life support. You got to make a decision." And this was his sister called me. I was like, I ain't heard from my dad in years. I don't know what to do. Um, so I didn't make a decision I did not have to make the decision. I just sat on it for about 2 weeks. Because I didn't want to drive to New Orleans by myself. A friend of mine drove me
Oh,
down
he
there
was in
with.
New Orleans. Oh.
Yeah, he was in New Orleans,
You
and
have family in New Orleans.
no, that's
Um,
just where he
you
landed.
just we just live. But I'm
Yeah,
wondering why was that your decision?
that's because I was the next of kin.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
because my
okay.
mom and my dad was divorced when we were kids.
Okay,
So
okay.
in order to pull them off life support, the next of kin had to make that decision. And since me and my
Mm.
brother was alive, of course they were not gonna call my brother, so it was me. So they called me.
Oh, okay. And what
Yeah,
was that like for you, like, to have to be in that position? I mean, were you able to you said, okay, at the time, did
I was
you
just in shock. I was
right?
like, I
Because
was
were you
like,
able
"What
to
the world? I ain't heard from him in forever. How do I make this life
right.
altering decision? What do I do? I didn't know what to do."
And without any closure, right? Did you because you didn't get to have
Right.
any closure or
I didn't have no
anything.
closure, nothing. I didn't get to say goodbye. I didn't get to say, like, "Why was you not in our lives? What was going on with you?" Um, and so I called up to the hospital, and the nurse, the lady that, attend to him, she was not supposed to disclose his records, but she said, I was, uh, Brown at the time. She said, "Miss Brown, your dad been here every time he OD." I said, "OD?" She said, "Yeah, he's a drug addict." She was very kind, but I no
Mm.
one told me.
Right, you had no idea.
Did not have any idea that I was a product of a drug addict. Um, she told me, she said what happened was he was clean for a while and then he took a hit and he had a pacemaker and he dropped right to his death.
Oh. Oh, mm.
Yeah.
Oh, so it was a drug-induced cardiac arrest, it sounds like.
Probably so, yeah.
Yeah, yes. Oh,
Mhm.
so you made so you had to make that ultimate decision, and so
Yeah,
that was a lot to process in itself.
right. So I'm gonna be honest, never made the decision. I never made it
Oh, you
in
didn't?
time.
Oh,
He ended
okay.
up passing away by the time got down there, which was 2 weeks after. So,
Mm.
oh, and so my auntie was like, "You got to pay for the funeral." I said, "What?"
What?
I said, "This is too much." We always, my mom always called her the mean,
Typical, typical. You know,
yeah, the mean aunt.
you see how family do? You know, they
Yeah,
pop up out of nowhere talking about paying for funerals. I mean, they pop
right.
up out of nowhere.
They told me I
You
had
know,
to pay for. I'm a single mom. I said I don't have $2,000+ at the time. Pray,
how old were you at the time?
probably in my
You was an adult already then.
yeah, I was
I mean,
adult. I was probably in my
you
40s or
oh,
30s,
but I
late
was just say you have to
30s.
say your age. Oh, okay, you have to tell your age. Yeah,
Yeah,
but you was an adult at the time.
I
But
was an adult. Yeah.
oh, okay. But yeah, family, there's something else. I tell you,
Mhm.
you just and
Yeah.
see now you see why your mother didn't want you to deal with them. You see,
Yeah, and that was the
now you
mean
see.
eye. She always told me about the
Yeah,
mean eye. The mean eye was like, "You gonna pay
yeah,
for this?" I was like, how are you gonna just tell me what I'm gonna do?"
right.
So
It's just gonna
thank
put that on
God,
you.
because none of the sisters came to my rescue. They was gonna just let me figure it out and struggle.
Of
I
course,
praise
yeah,
God
it's
before.
unfortunate. Yeah.
Yeah. Vera's husband actually paid, Green paid for it, praise God. I was so grateful. Came up to $2,000 because we ended up cremating him.
Mm,
And and then he held a dinner in honor of my dad since he was cremated. I was just like, thank you, Lord. Because I said, Lord, I did not have the money for that. It was just,
right.
y'all
And it
just
just sprung
called
up
me out the
it just
blue.
sprung up on you. First you got in contact with, from a family member saying that your father was, in his deathbed, first of all, and
Right.
then he ended up passing away without any closure, and here somebody go pop up talk about you gotta pay for a funeral. I mean,
Right.
I mean, really?
Yeah.
I mean, why they I'm like, where they
I
at?
was just like, Lord, you got to
Yeah.
help me because I don't know what I didn't
Yeah,
know.
but I'm glad that someone stepped in.
Yeah, it
Like you
worked
said,
out.
that through the grace of God, someone stepped in. So at least your father had a proper homegoing, and they were,
Hmm.
they was able to celebrate his life, for what it's worth. So
Right.
um, but that closure, I mean, I'm sure that you have that closure eventually. You know,
Yeah,
yeah,
just
yeah. But
between me and
I mean,
God.
no rush. I mean, no rush though. But I'm just saying,
Yeah,
eventually,
yeah,
die way down the line.
yeah.
But I want to go back, Nicole. I want to let me just say, Sister Nicole. I'm gonna go back a little bit, because I like to go into when I talk about upbringing, especially when it comes to school. I would definitely
Mhm.
want to get into that with you even more so because I like to get into the elementary and junior high school phase because we always go into high school and college because of course
Right.
those are pivotal times and those are major milestones, but nobody gets into the elementary and junior high school. So I wonder what that was like for you because those are pivotal times as well. We don't think about it as much because because just like we have a growing up period during high school and college, we most certainly have our growing up periods and self discovery in elementary and junior high school.
Right,
So
right.
I'm just wanting to know, like, what was that like for you in elementary and junior high? Like as far as academia, did you have any influences in your teachers or faculty? Were you a part of any programs or you know self extracurricular activities?
Yeah, I ran track and I was in the Upward Bound program.
Oh, wow, I haven't heard that in a long time. Outward
Yeah,
Bound.
yeah, Upward
Wow.
Bound.
So you was outdoorsy? You a outdoorsy person?
No, well, they had an academic Upward Bound, meaning
Oh, because 'cause I'm thinking about, maybe I'm thinking about something else. I'm thinking about, like, that's more of like a
yeah, I
outdoor
know
type
what
of
you're talking about though.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
know it
this
was,
is more
I didn't know it
academic.
was academic. Oh, I didn't know there was a version like that. Okay, so tell me
Mhm.
what that entails though, like, give me some insight on that.
So they if you get into the program, I forgot what age, was it, ninth or 10th grade? It was probably 10th grade and beyond. They
You talking
offer
about
you
hey,
they offer
wait a minute, Sister Nicole, you talking about high school. I'm talking about junior high
Oh,
and
oh,
elementary.
junior high, I'm sorry. In elementary and middle, junior high
Yes,
school,
yes.
I actually played an instrument, clarinet.
You
I
did. You
love,
played a
love,
clarinet?
love, love my
Oh,
instrument. I still know how to play it to this day. I was in concert band, symphony band, marching band.
oh,
That
cool.
was my life.
That is cool though. I like that. And no,
Mhm.
because you don't hear about many marching bands at that in elementary, junior high school. You see, you don't
Right.
hear about bands, and I just wish they would just bring back music in our schools. But that's a whole other
Yes. Yeah,
conversation we'll get
funding.
into.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's oh, that is so cool. So did you go like did y'all play in tournaments? Did you go to different schools of it? Like did you go on the road with this? The field
Yeah,
trip.
so,
Yeah.
I had to audition to get into symphony band, which I made it,
Mm,
and we would, perform, I think maybe during spring break. We went to Orlando, I believe we went to Chicago, and some other places. Never, rode was flew on an airplane until I, was in symphony band. And I
okay.
remember my ears were hurting. Now I know what it was my
Mm.
sinus drainage. But that was my first experience on a plane. So I got a lot of my traveling experience just in the programs that I was in.
Oh, wonderful. And where
Yeah.
did you travel? Where's some of the places you
Uh,
travel
Um,
to?
as an adult or as a
What some of the
kid?
places you travel to?
As an adult, I've
No,
traveled
as a kid,
to.
when you was in a band.
Oh, a kid. Yeah, you
No,
have
as a
to.
kid, when you was in a
Yeah.
band.
As a kid, I believe, oh, I know Orlando. We won there. Orlando, Chicago. Um, I don't recall nowhere else.
No, it's all right. That's all right. I just want to see what that experience was like for you, because we don't hear much about that. So,
Yeah.
with during the time, like I mentioned before about self-discovery, so I wanna get
Mhm.
more into that. And like I said, we're still in elementary and junior high, so do you recall what you discovered about yourself at that time? Do you remember?
I was an awkward kid.
Mhm.
Um, I was bullied in junior
Oh,
high,
no. Were you
probably
now?
middle, probably elementary as well, but
Mm,
more so in junior high. So, and then I was getting taller, so I was an awkward
mhm.
little
Yeah,
black
okay.
girl who
Mhm.
was tall, and then really didn't have, my mom was home, but she worked, but never really had no one to talk to about, body change. I remember I had my first woman experience, period, and
See?
I tried
Mhm.
to hide it because I didn't know what this was. I thought something was wrong, and my sister found out, and of course she told my mom, and I thought it was more of a punishment. I was gonna get in trouble. Didn't know that's a natural thing.
Right, right.
Okay. So that was the type of experience I had. It's just that I had to.
Mhm.
Everything was trial and error, and didn't really have the support that was needed in my development as a young child.
So you didn't have that support, like, not even from, like, people from anyone from your school, any teachers, anything? They didn't tell you how to, do, like, the hygienic stuff,
Mm-mm,
how to pick the right type of, you know, personal items? No?
mm-mm. I had to learn on my own, which I was like, wow. So that's why I was like, I was very trying to be very hands-on with my daughters. "This what you need to do.
Yes.
This what
Oh,
you,"
yeah.
I had a little package for 'em, all that stuff. I just did not
Absolutely.
know. So, no wonder.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, okay.
And
Let's see, let's see. You
my
see?
sister was too much into herself, or by then she left home. So, by then, I didn't have no one to talk to, so her and my
Oh,
mom had a
wow.
falling out, so she ended up going, sign up for the military.
Oh, she was in the military. Oh,
Mhm.
okay. So, what branch?
She did Army.
Oh, wow. Oh, so you
Mhm.
were kind of like and did she ever keep in contact with you at least? Did she ever maintain any contact with you, at some point in your childhood, in your
So I
puberty,
thought that
whatever?
she didn't, and when she came home years later, when we were all adult married, she had animosity towards me because she said, "I used to write to you," and I said,
Wow.
"Mel, I was a kid. I didn't know you write to me." Found out my mom kept those letters from
What?
her. Yes,
Why?
I don't know.
What?
But keep in mind, my mom was dealing with her own
I
trauma.
know.
So yeah,
But I mean, I understand, but why your sister? Why not have allow you to have contact with your own sister?
yeah, I don't know. So
Wow.
I
Wow. So
never, I never knew. She said, "Yeah, I wrote to y'all. I tried to send y'all Christmas gift."
oh
Um,
my goodness.
we never knew.
Oh, so okay, so now I'm starting to understand why you had that resentment now. Now I'm getting it. Okay.
Well, no, no.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, for whatever reason, I did not resent my mother. I had more of a
But
hurt.
at some point you did though. At some point you had to. I mean, it's okay if you did.
No,
At some
I
point.
agree, but
Yeah.
I always wanted my mother's affection, so I don't
Mm.
think I ever had the time to resent her. I love her.
Oh, okay. Got
Yeah.
you. Got you.
So I never resented her. I didn't understand why she did certain things, especially concerning me. But I was just like, I still love her. I
Hmm.
said I still would take
Right.
care of her. So
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, but just kind of just limiting that contact with your sister. That's
yeah,
kind of harsh. That's
yeah,
harsh.
and it made it harder when
Yeah.
when we got older because we're not close to this day. And it's not. My
Oh,
sister tried to
wow.
say, she just living her life. But I said that's not normal. We're family. So
Right, right.
yeah,
So even with her becoming aware of the fact that it wasn't your fault that she tried to reach out to you, you
yeah.
still wasn't able to come to resolve it all? No?
No, it's not. I tried to have conversation with her, try to be real close, and she always say it's not about you, it's about life, and I'm living my life. I said, well, Mel, it's not normal that we're not close. We're this is all we have. Um,
Right.
but at the end of the day, it took many years of prayer, like
Mhm.
20 years, because I've been trying. I cry about it, pray about it. But I just made resolve that, at the end of the day, if people want to be in your circle or in your life, they'll make room for you. And they
Mhm.
don't, you got to be okay with it.
Gotta be yes. Yes.
Sister or no sister.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely, because you can't force anyone to be a part of your life,
Right.
and so if her journey doesn't necessarily align the way you want it, so be it. Enjoy the life that you have, with your
Right.
beautiful family, and we're gonna get more into that too. But yeah,
Hmm.
but I'm hoping that at some point, you guys will, engage, have a different engagement. But if not, don't feel any kind of way.
Yeah, yeah. I made peace with it. I did
Yeah,
check on
yeah.
her the other day, maybe last week or so. I think around things before Thanksgiving. I said, "Well, how
Mhm.
are you doing? Are you having anything?" I didn't ask to come over because I used to
Right,
like,
right.
I just said, "Oh," and she told me what she was doing. I said, "Okay, I love you," and I
Okay.
didn't stay on too long. I said, "Lord,
Mhm.
I'm learning," because the old Nicole be like, "Can we come over, or you can come over
Right,
to our
right.
house?" You know. I
Mhm.
had invited her to my wedding. She didn't even come to my wedding. Now that hurt.
Oh,
Now
yeah,
that
that
hurt
is
me.
hurtful. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that
'cause
is
I invited
hurtful.
my mom and my sister. And my sister said, I never got the invitation. I said, well, I can give you the address right now so you can come. So I still sent it to her, but she didn't show up. So I was like,
Mm.
I make excuses. It ain't like y'all didn't know. So
Right, right.
mhm.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
your
But you know
wedding.
what? My
Yeah.
wedding, I would definitely say it was a beautiful God.
Mhm.
God knows all things,
Mm.
and He knew that who was supposed to be there. My sister,
Right.
my college roommates were there,
Mhm.
um,
Okay.
and my brother was there. So God made sure I did not feel any voidance.
Good.
Um,
Yes, I'm
yeah,
glad to hear that. Yeah, so
mhm,
that's a sign of relief. Okay, that's a good
yeah.
that's good to know.
It was
Yeah.
beautiful. That was one thing I was worried about. And it was fine. We did it. Price and I did it our way, and it was beautiful. God was
See?
there.
Yes.
Pastor Rand
Mhm.
was a who, he was it was anointing and he was funny. A lot of people showed up. I was like, oh Lord, I didn't know how much I was loved. It was a lot of people
Yeah,
there.
see?
Um, but one
Yeah.
thing, yeah, still, I'm gonna be honest. One thing that haunted me to this day, I did not serve alcohol purposely, and people started leaving throughout the reception. I said, "What are
Why?
these?"
Oh, because of
I said,
that? Oh my
"Oh, I
gosh.
guess they were used to. People are used
Mhm.
to going to things, having drinks."
Wow.
I said, "Are y'all serious? You can't have fun without drinking. Come on."
Right. I mean, that is crazy, but the fact and for them to just leave, no, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
I was
That's
like,
crazy.
it was over
Yeah.
within, I want to say 3, 4 hours max from the
Okay.
wedding to the
But that's not
reception.
bad though. Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
bad.
I said,
Okay.
okay, I was
Yeah,
fine
but
with it
to
though.
leave for that reason, though, but I mean, oh, but just overall to leave, I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy. That's crazy. But okay, but
Mhm.
let's but going back, so
Mhm.
we got into the elementary, the awkward stage, and being bullied. Unfortunately, I can't stand that, and
Yeah.
and that's the thing about it when it comes to bullying. Remember growing up and I was taunted as well. It was all, I just didn't like how a lot of adults were so dismissive.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it was with you or not as well. Like, did you have the experience to where a lot of the adults that you had in your life were like, well, that's part of life. Oh, that's their way of saying they like you. Kids can be cruel. They just brush it off as if it's supposed like being bullied supposed to be a rite of passage during your childhood. It is not.
Right.
It is not
Well,
as simple.
I don't think I told anyone. I just took me and so my brother and I were both being bullied. What happened was, as soon as the bell rang, it was time to go. The
Mm-mm.
young guy, his name, I remember his day to this day, Curtis. He would chase me home
Mm.
every day. It lasted for years. So he would try to. He said I would have to pay him, let's say, 25 cents a day. Of course,
What?
no kid like me didn't have no money. So then I would get beat up. So one day I stood up to him and because I got bullied every day, and it was just in my thinking, it was just a part of life.
Yeah.
Like, who do
Yeah.
I tell? I didn't have no sister.
Yeah.
My
That's what.
brother was younger, so we dealt with it. So to me, it was a part of life. It made me stronger. I was a track star by then because me and Corey would sprint home
Yeah.
every
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
right, and
Practice.
it
Yeah.
wasn't down the street. It was over and over here. Detroit, just everything was far. So we sprint home. We ran a lot, ran a lot.
Wow.
So
See
one
that?
day I finally stood up to him, and I kid you not, it must have been the Lord. He threw a brick at me, and
What?
he should have hit me. And
A
what happened was
brick?
I liked this one guy. And I said, okay, I want him to see me get beat up. So I just stood
What?
up to Curtis and I walked away, and he was in close earshot. He should have hit him. He should have hit me with the brick. The brick should have reached me, but it did. It just missed, and he kept throwing it, throwing
What?
it. So I know it was nothing but the grace of God that brick did not hit me, because I he should have those bricks should have landed on me.
Look, listen
And
here,
ever since then, it was
man.
yeah.
Curtis, if you out there, I don't know if you met Kurt. I don't know. Did you see Curtis sister?
From
Curtis,
Detroit.
yeah, Curtis. If you out there, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. First of all,
Yes.
you have no business bullying a girl in the first place, and you
Right.
trying to hit her with
Little
a brick.
scrawny self.
That's attempted murder, by the way. That even is
Mhm.
that is attempted murder. You should be ashamed of yourself. You need to
Yeah.
come. Like, matter of fact, if you watch, I hope you're watching this. I want you to watch this because you owe Nicole McGraw the most sincerest apology. You need to grovel for her forgiveness because
Yeah.
you had no business. You had no right
No,
to
right.
treat her that way. And I don't care you. I don't care how young you were. You old enough to know better.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. All right. All right. I'm back. All
Yeah.
right. Because that made me mad.
Yeah, I was just like, "Lord," but
Yeah.
I endured that for a long time.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
yeah.
You said that the guy that you like. I mean, did he pretend to have your back?
No, well, I never, nothing never came out, and he probably didn't even know I liked him. He just thought he was cute,
Oh, oh,
and that
but
was the day I
okay.
finally stood up for myself. I said, "Listen, I'm not gonna get bullied no more." Um,
Right. Yeah, okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's just the bottom line, like, enough is enough,
enough is
but I mean,
enough.
so congratulations for having the courage to do that, you
Yeah.
know?
And needless to say,
Mhm.
I actually know how to fight. That's the funny part about,
Mhm.
like, why didn't I just
You had hands because he's a boy,
yeah,
Nicole. He was a boy,
yeah.
that's
I
the
was like,
thing,
why did I
you're supposed
me
to
and my
be like
brother
that.
coulda take him, but for whatever reason, it was more of a mind thing, I guess, and
Right,
we
right.
allowed that to go on and on. I was like, "Jesus, Jesus." So,
But I'm glad you put a stop to it.
yeah.
But Curtis, you need to be ashamed of yourself. I don't like you. I don't like you. I don't care how I don't care how I don't know if you're alive or not. I don't care how old you are. I don't like
Yeah.
so, but
No,
yeah,
we
but I'm
forgive
glad
him.
you
I would love to talk to him. I pray that
yeah.
he has a decent life, but yeah, he just that part of my life was miserable. So,
Yeah, I could imagine. But like I said, I'm glad you overcame that. I'm glad you had the
yeah,
courage to, yes, because and it seemed like it's so worse now. We in 2025, and we still
yeah,
have to deal with this, to the
yeah,
point where, there were, actual children ending themselves. And like I
yes.
said, we get more into that as well. But it's such a shame, and it's not okay. And
Yeah.
that's the point that we're making here. It's not okay,
It's not
you
okay
know?
because I could have taken my life. I mean,
Right.
I was
Or he could
depressed.
have taken yours. He got a brick, it could have took yours.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
if it
yeah.
hit you, or you could have suffered some brain damage. I mean, people don't understand
Mhm,
that. It could have been, deadly, So, yeah, but I'm glad you got out of that. So once you transition, once you knew that you had the ability to overcome that type of adversity, and you took
mhm.
that into high school. What high school did you go to, by the way?
So I went straight to Ypsilanti High School because we moved from Detroit to Ypsilanti. Yeah.
Ypsilanti.
Mhm.
Ypsilanti. Okay.
Outside of Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Oh, okay. And
Yeah.
so and you said that that's the time you had the growth spurt, or you already had it?
Yeah, I had it by middle school, and in high school I was like
Yeah.
tall and lanky. I mean, I was like a stick.
Yeah,
And by
yeah.
then I didn't think I was
Uh,
cute. Of course my mom was single. She didn't have money to buy us clothes, so I looked poor and raggedy. So I
okay.
wasn't cute.
Me
So
either.
it was another, it was just sad.
It was just
When
that
I went to
right.
college, girl, they had people that did hair. I was gorgeous. I said, "Oh, look at me. I'm actually cute."
Oh, oh, you blossomed then, huh?
I
But I
blossomed in
wanna
college.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, right, but in high school, like I said, let me get into
Yeah.
that awkward phase in high school because
Mhm.
it's so many. I mean, because you're among many, when it comes to the awkward phase, especially in high
Mhm.
school, tall,
Yes.
and you're trying to find your footing. You're still, trying to figure out where you belong. You're still working towards that self-discovery, you
Right.
know. You realize you have hands, so nobody's
Right.
gonna mess with you anymore. So how did you navigate through high school at that time?
When my mom moved us from Detroit to Ypsilanti, when I started ninth grade, I was amongst kids who already knew each other in elementary. So it was hard for me to filtrate into that community. So I was yet alone. I was tall, lanky. So I wasn't considered popular at all.
Okay, right, right.
Um, yeah, so I joined the band during that time, and that's when I got into ninth grade. And then we did marching band, which we did the overnight camp for the summer, and then symphony
Oh,
band.
cool,
Yep.
cool. Did you do track? I mean, did you get into track at that time?
Yeah, I got the coach, and I forgot his name. He approached me. They wanted me to play basketball because of my height. I was like, "Sir,
Oh,
because I'm
right,
tall."
right.
I
Not everybody
mean,
talk. Right, not everybody talk. Yeah.
and so then the other coach, he approached me to run track, and I did track and cross country.
Oh, nice. Okay,
Mhm.
cool beans. And so, how were your grades? Like, well, how did you do academically?
I was about a C average, B, C average. Education did not come easy for me. I would have been considered
Average.
specific learning disability. I
Oh,
think
oh,
I'm
really? Oh,
self-diagnosed because I struggled in elementary school, and I remember my mom, she had put us in a private school. Back then, they had like a church, a private school that she had to pay for. And I remember they approached my mom, said, "She can't read." My mom said, "You are not retaining her. I'll work with her during the summer." So that whole summer, while the kids were playing, I was in the house doing every single worksheet they sent home.
mm,
Um, and so that taught me, ever since then, I just had to love reading. I had to learn to work hard for whatever I got, especially academia. So because that was a struggle for me. So I was not in no acceleration classes, college prep classes. I was just taking those general classes
right.
because of my
Right.
grade. Hmm.
Yeah, you just wanted to make sure you pass those classes to graduate. I mean, because I think
Right,
that a lot of us in high school, and then you know what, and I'm glad that you brought that up as well because it kind of resonated with me and how they kind of push these standardized testing and they push a
yeah,
lot of these things on us without preparing us. They
right,
just let us just breeze on by, unfortunately, and then they make it look as if we're dumb and really because first of all, not everyone is good test takers.
correct.
Not
Yeah,
everyone have the ability to comprehend. We don't operate the same way. And I
right,
understand that when you have just one teacher to 30 students, I mean, it's hard to focus on one or two children at a time. So we don't all learn the same. We don't all comprehend the same. Our
right.
approach is different. But a lot of times instead of teachers really working with us, understanding that there's some who are arrogant, there are some that
Mhm.
make you feel like you're dumb, or they just, or we don't have the ability to excel.
Right.
So I don't know. Was that the same with you in some cases, in some ways?
No, I've had some good teachers. Actually, I had a predominantly white teachers. I only had one male black teacher for math, and he was so intelligent. I could not grasp. Not everybody can be teachers. Then because you know your material, can you
Right,
teach it?
right.
Meaning, can
Hmm.
I teach high and can I reach those that don't get it? And he taught high, and I just never got it, so I had to drop out. School was hard for me, so I did not qualify for those college prep courses. They just put me in the basic classes.
Right. But yeah, so basically you just kind of like you said, you just went, you had to make sure you passed all your, basic classes
Yeah,
in order
and
to
the test.
graduate.
Yeah.
Okay. And what college
Mhm.
did you end up going to?
So I did not get into college. Thankfully, praise God, I was in the Upward Bound program.
Okay.
Um, and that also helped you to get into college, meaning I had to go to, as soon as I graduated from high school, that summer, we had to take some college prep classes, and then they will allow you to enroll in the fall. And that was the route that I went
That you
to
took.
in
Okay.
order to
Right.
get to college. So it was a blessing that I was in that program because that was my pathway to going to college.
And what college was that?
Oh, I'm sorry, Eastern Michigan
Yeah,
University.
that's all right. That's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, did you stay on campus or?
I did, I did. I had a great time in college.
Yeah.
I tell
Oh,
anybody, go to college and experience that. It was an eye opener because you got different walks of life. You don't got nobody telling you what to do. You had to make your decision of getting up, eating, just whatever.
yeah.
Anything to go. Yeah.
So let me ask you, when you made that transition into college, I'm wondering, what was your mindset at the time? Because when you were in your freshman year, you sitting among a large group of kids, just like you, just entering that phase in your life. Some, you see, some you won't. Some of them, may finish, some may not. So, what was your mindset at the time? Like, what did you have it in your mind of, um, where this would take you? That's what I'm trying to say. Where this college thing was going to take you when you sat there as a freshman. Did you know in your mind where this was going to take you? Did you have an idea? I should say. Did you have an idea?
I always two things I always wanted to be a attorney more so than a teacher.
Ah,
So I've
okay.
always wanted to be a teacher.
Oh, okay.
So that I was on the path to be an educator.
And why did you want to become a teacher? Like, why was that? That's something you really wanted to do. All
Yeah, I
along.
would play with my Barbie dolls and act like I'm teaching them.
Oh, okay.
For
So
whatever
right.
reason,
So you
always
play
wanted
school
to
a
be
lot.
teaching. Uh-huh.
Yeah, but
Always.
it had to be a reason, it has to be like a reason that you felt like, okay, maybe this is something that I really want to do. What was
I
that? Do you know?
I really don't know because all I remember was every time my Barbie dolls, I was a teacher and I'm teaching them. And then when I went to school, that was
That was your focus.
my major,
Hmm.
which was education. And then I struggled taking that test. I finally passed that stinky test too.
Uh, like another that standardized test.
Yeah, well, here they call it the GACE or the practice. In Michigan, it was called the M something. I had to go get my transcripts from them when I was trying to be finish up down here. Um, but I could not pass that test. I cried many years. That was a struggle for me when.
Oh, really?
hmm I
Uh,
just had test anxiety. It was just a struggle, but I eventually passed. But yeah, that was hard.
yeah, I know. I can imagine that was hard for you. So,
Mhm.
um, so once you got into college and you said that your major was education, any particular because education is like so many different
Courses.
subcategories. So, like, was it early education, like adult education? Like, was it any particular or just overall in general?
I think it was elementary education, and to be honest, I don't recall, because it was so many years ago, but I believe it was more so elementary education.
Elementary education.
Mhm.
And why elementary, education?
Um, well, even now you had to get certified after you passed a basic skills test. Then you had to take a concentrated test, meaning I'm an expert in math, reading, blah blah blah. So I just knew that probably the farthest I could probably go would be elementary, even though I'm actually certified to teach all the way up to eighth grade. So I have
Okay.
taught middle, elementary, and well, I can actually teach it in high school too, but I can't be a teacher of record in high school. I can just be counsel. But if I teach reading, because I have a reading endorsement, I could teach reading
You have a reading what?
endorsement.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
And what is that exactly? You say reading endorsement.
I could be a reading teacher.
Oh, okay, got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm just want to get familiar with the terms. That's why I asked.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
no, 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 you're fine.
yeah. Okay, so you went to college and you um majored in education, and so from college, where did you go from there? Like, did you go straight into teaching? Did you have any other jobs from there? Like, where did you go right directly after?
So I did not finish at Eastern Michigan. I ended up getting pregnant with Jasmine, and then
Okay,
I met my ex-husband, and we moved to Georgia.
got it.
Georgia, I went into working for AT&T Bell. We called it Bell South back
Bell
then.
South. Mm-hmm.
Mhm. And
Yeah,
then it wasn't until I got laid off in, I believe, 1999, where I went back and finished um, at Mercer and Georgia State, and then that's what I finished what I started, which
you
was to
start.
become
Okay,
a teacher.
get
Mhm.
your degree. Okay, and so what made you move to Georgia?
It was my ex-husband. He wanted to move, so we moved. He uprooted us, so we just moved to Georgia.
Oh, okay. So did you meet your ex-husband in college? Like, was he a college sweetheart?
No, oh no, we met working.
Oh, work. Okay.
Yeah, I was working. Yeah, we did not meet in college. No.
Oh, okay. But it was like in between that time. In
Yeah,
between.
well, it was after I had Jasmine. I met him right when Jasmine was little. Let's just say she was about 6 months, 6 or 8 months.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, because by then I said, "Oh, I gotta be responsible," so I got a job, and I still went to school, but I worked. I worked nights, but then that job when I met him, I worked days. So I think I took a temp job, and that's
Okay.
how I met him. He was working for Kodak, which was the photography company.
Yes, yes, I
Hmm.
remember. I remember Kodak. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So now, because I want to kind of just get a little bit into more of that because I just like to kind of get a better understanding from different perspectives as far as how you go from, when you go through one marriage to another, like you go through marriage, you go through a divorce, and then you have the blended family. So I
Hmm.
wanted to get, but I'm gonna get more into that. But I just wanted to kind of see where you were at that time when you had your daughter Jasmine. You were married at the time, and so you were married at the time. You worked for
Hmm.
Bell South because you had to make sure you had to make some ends. You needed some
Right,
benefits, you needed some money, you had some bills.
right.
You
Once
know?
we moved to
So, yeah,
Georgia,
once you moved to
yeah,
Georgia, right.
yeah,
And so what was that experience like? Because I know that's another form of self-discovery right there,
yeah,
building that family life at that time.
right.
So,
And I was in my early
yeah,
20s, so I
right,
was
totally
like,
different,
yeah, so
totally
I had to
different. Yes,
grow up
yes.
real fast. So, um, what did you want to know again? I'm
No, I
sorry.
wanted to know, that's right. No, I wanted to know, like, what was that like? Because that's like I said, it's another form of self-discovery because you entering in adulthood now. You
Yeah.
becoming an adult. You had to put college on hold for a little while. Because you had,
Hmm.
because you had a child to raise, and so you had to work, and then you have a husband. So you start your family. So I wanted to know
Right.
how did you navigate through
Um,
that at that time? When because you were younger, younger then. So how did you navigate that at that time?
yeah, I was just young and I just learned, felt my way through. By then I was planted at a great church. So I had a
Oh,
good
okay.
godmother that was a godmother to Jasmine. Um, but I made a lot of errors and I had to learn my way through it. But it was hard.
Yeah, of course, of
Mhm.
course. But you attended church at that time. Was the whole family going, or just you and your daughter?
Yeah, we were all going. Hmm. Yeah,
Okay. And
yeah.
so once you decided to go back to school, and that's you got your bachelor's at that time, or you said you went back, got your bachelor's?
Well, I didn't so once I got laid off in '99, by
Um,
then I had, when I was working for AT&T Bell South, uh, I don't know if I heard through the grapevine or whatnot. I didn't have no degree. I had college credit, but in order to
okay.
keep my decent job, I went back to school and I went to Mercer and I got a degree in organizational leadership. And then I got a project management certification at DeVry.
Oh. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And so it wasn't until they laid me off that I went and went back to I went to Georgia State, that's what it was, Georgia State, to get my certification to teach, of course, pass all the tests, and then I got a job teaching.
Were you a fellow? Did you start off as a teaching fellow, or you just went straight into? Did you
I actually started off as a paraprofessional.
a para? Okay.
Yes, I remember Sprayberry High School, and they had me in the basement with the kids that were on 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
and I worked with them. And I remember I got my first teaching job at KIP, and I had to tell those kids I was leaving. They were so mad because working with students with disability, um, certain kids, a student with disability, they don't like change. Um,
Right. Right.
yeah, so I didn't take it personal because I understood. But I said, listen, I ain't making no money. So I got to go. I said, so, I'm sorry, but I try to love on them, try to
Right.
I gave them what, 2 weeks notice, so they can try to get used to it, but they just couldn't, they were just so
Ah.
mean to me.
Mm.
And they were some big
Mm.
kids because it was high school.
Yeah.
And we had this one kid that we had to pretty much take down
Yeah. I can
every
imagine. Yeah.
day. So I was like, "Listen, I ain't gonna fight you today, sir."
Oh
But
no, no.
yeah,
Yeah,
mhm,
you don't want to do that. Yeah, because these kids, boy, I mean, they have no fear anymore. Nowadays, they have no fear of
they
anybody,
don't have no fear.
at all, and
Yeah,
that is scary. So, and I
mhm,
want to get more into that too because I mean, I don't know how you do it, but we're gonna get more into that as well because I just want to because I want to establish a timeline. That's why I'm trying. That's why I'm trying to make sure that I cover, cover some
yeah, because you
ground.
get me to tell you all my business. Pastor
Yeah,
Raymond trying to get
yeah,
me
yeah.
to give a testimony, and I said, "Listen, I'm just moving forward. God is good." I thank God I don't look like what I've been through.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So,
Yeah, but I mean, because I mean, we all, we go through our struggles, and sometimes it's hard to disclose certain things. But you said that you went to therapy, so that's something that a lot of people don't even think about or consider
mhm,
doing. So I commend you for that.
yeah,
So
mhm.
okay, so okay, you when you started, teaching, you first, that was your first teaching job, right? You said that was the first teaching
Yeah,
job.
my first teaching
Okay,
job. Yeah.
and were you still married at the time, or you that's
Oh no, I was divorced by then.
Okay, so you became a single mom, so now you really had to get in the grind, and
Yep.
and so what was next for you?
Next for me was to so I was teaching there. I think I did 7 years at KIP, and then I was
Oh, okay,
able to go to APS. By then, I think I
yeah,
was already had
APS,
my
Atlanta
master's.
Public Schools, for those who don't know. Mhm,
Yeah, so I went
mhm,
to that district, and I enjoyed
mhm.
working there. By then, I think I was working on my master's degree in
Okay,
special education.
and where and what school?
Oh, University of West Georgia,
The University of West Georgia, and you said your master's was in
special
It's special
education.
education. Wow, special education. Yeah, I remember
Mhm.
those days. I was in special ed. Yeah, shout out to Miss Jones, my teacher. Yeah, but yeah. So I mean, I can imagine how challenging that was. What grades did you teach then? What grades were?
I've been middle school for a long
Oh,
time.
middle
I
school.
just
Okay,
recently
that's
went
been your
back.
lane. Okay,
Yep. So when I got my first teaching job was middle school. So I've been working with those kids for a long time, for 7 years at that district. Yep.
okay. So let me ask you, Sister Nicole. So being that you have this background in special education, and that's like you said, that's been your lane for all these years. How does you teaching right now resonate with you? And how you had, how you had to be a student back then, like being a student, being in junior high school, having to endure bullying, having to endure certain things, lack of support, having to figure things, certain things out on your own. And so when you interact with the students now, how does that
Right.
resonate with you? How it was, as a,
As
being
a
on the other side of
teacher.
the fence.
So my teaching practice is one that I actually try to reach all my students, and their learning ability is totally different. So
Yes.
my perspective, one, I have to be patient. Two, I don't literally leave no child behind. Um, I will shout out to Kip. When I worked for Kip, we had the mindset of reach every child. And when I left to go to other districts, I did not see that same practice.
Mm,
I thought all teachers care. I thought all teachers go the extra mile. I don't, if you're in my classroom, parents have my telephone number. You can call and text me till this
mm,
day. That was a practice we had in the KIP, and that's a practice I have always adopted when I left to go to other districts. So I call my parents on my phone. They be like, Miss McGraw. I said, it's okay. I know it's 6, 10 o'clock. Whatever they baby need.
wow.
I am one that is invested, and I'm really appreciative for my co-teacher. Me and her been together for 2 years, and she is a dynamic teacher. When I say she teach children like she teach her own children, and
That's
then
amazing.
we got it so that she takes a group, I take a group because we want to make sure that we reach those
How
kids.
many children do you teach? How many are there in your
There's
class?
20 right now. There's 20 in our classroom.
Mm. And so let me ask you this, because being a teacher, like I said, I tip my hat off to you. First of all, let me just say that, because I mean, being a teacher in any capacity, it's something that is not for the weak at heart. So I
Right.
just want to commend you for that. Because my question is how do you manage the work life balance? Because like you said, that switch doesn't go off. When you are dealing with children, it's like you are their parent as well. You're like a second parent to some of these children, and
Right.
some of these children see you that way. So how do you um balance it, between your job as a teacher, grading papers, and getting needs met, having to probably purchase food and supplies, and trying to fill in the gaps, and all that that you have to do, all that demand, and then having a home life.
Right. Thankfully, prices on the road. What I do is, to be honest, when I get off work, I immediately come home and stay downstairs and cook dinner. When I cook dinner, I go upstairs, and then I get, if I need to write, depending on if I have to write, because I'm a special ed teacher, so I write IEPs.
Right,
I have
right.
to spend my evenings on writing those because there's no time in the day because I'm actually teaching. Um, and then I use my planning period in between after school to grade or put stuff in the grade book. I've always been one that is a master of multitasking. So and then I operate off a task list. So I have a checklist of immediate stuff that needs to be done, and I get to a stopping point and I can finish it, and I plan it where I can, if I need to finish it for the next day. And I'm not on the computer more than an hour or two if I'm at home, and it's not every day. So
Oh, so now let me ask you. So I'm gonna go back a little bit, because I want to know, like, at the time that you was teaching, and how were you able to incorporate what you taught, or what your approach towards your children at school and your own children? Did you how does that experience like for you, being a teacher to your students, and then being a parent and a teacher at home with your own children?
yeah, my kids would tell you mama was a tough cookie. I would tell
Yeah.
you, and I think that's why
Yeah.
they're successful to this day because
Mhm.
um,
Yes.
so when I have these meetings with these parents and they say how hard it is, I said I have to remind them I was a parent of three. My kids was not allowed to come home and watch TV. I checked their homework because a lot of them say, "Oh, I'm busy. I'm at work all the time." I say I work two jobs, and whether I was a teacher, so not trying to tell them there's no excuse. I say it's going to take a village. We got to work together.
Yes, absolutely,
If you
absolutely.
have to be at work, then do you have somebody else to help you, or because this time and day is totally different than how we were raised. If they after school, we'll allow them to stay after school, and we do tutorial. Michelle, my teacher, my co-teacher, and I, we will do tutorial, which is not required of us, but we will help them with their homework. So
Mm.
we also have that understanding that everybody don't have that support at home. So we try to find ways, whether it's lunch and learn, come back up and bring your lunch and get the help that you need.
Wow, that's amazing.
Mhm.
Because just even listening to you, I'm tired. I'm not even in school, but I'm ready to go home. I ain't even. Yeah, it is. But you know what? Can you like just? I know you gave me some cliff notes of how you structure um your workload, but just take me in the day in the life real quick. Like your typical day in the life of Miss McGraw. That's on a
Um,
regular day.
so I operate out of a calendar. If it's not on my calendar, it did not happen. So, like, even
Okay.
for this thing, I had to write it in because I will forget and not call it
Yeah, you better
menopause.
not. True.
But everything is in my calendar. From the start of the school year, I look at what because my job is supposed to be I'm an IEP teacher, right? IEPs have to schedule meetings, schedule reevaluation. In addition to that, special ed teachers usually have bad reps because you may find them in the back room sitting down. That's not me.
Mm,
I'm up teaching. I'm pulling a small group. We're doing reading. We're doing math, helping them with writing, social studies, and science. So everything is in my calendar. From the time I come in, I'll make me some coffee, and then I may pull a small group during the homeroom, whether it's homework assistance, whether you miss something, and then from there we go throughout our block schedule of teaching. Um, the only break I get is possibly a lunch break, and there's a couple of times where my meetings went over because in addition to teaching, I hold IEP meetings, and this is the season where they're due annually, so every year.
right.
Because I'm the only fifth grader, I have 20 on my caseload that I have to write, and then we still identifying kids. So to be honest, a lot, and I'd be like, how do I do it?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. Those IEPs like 100 pages. Just so
Right,
you know.
right. It depend on the disability and the needs. Um,
Yes.
I everything. I'm gonna be honest. I plan everything out because I don't like to be one overwhelmed. Two, I don't like to be unprepared. So because I
Mhm.
plan it out and the dates are different, so like when we come back from break, I got 3 that month to write. I already wrote one already, and then I use that week. We come back to write the second one for the following week, and then vice versa. So like right now, I had to think and prepare. Um, and now I'm actually able to woosah for break because I made sure I did
Yes.
everything
Yeah,
based on my
absolutely.
schedule.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please rest. Oh Lord.
I even had to get
Yeah.
the progress reports out. And
Yes.
I was gonna wait. I said, no, let me just sacrifice and try to push through and get them done. Thankfully I'm like, woo, I'm so excited. Price is like, oh Lord. I said, you know how I am. He said, I like this holiday, Nicole, because I'm like, I don't gotta do no work. I put my computer up.
Yes,
I only
right.
open it to have this meet with you.
Yep, that's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
but everything you have to prepare, and then, however, I will have to open it on Sunday, uh, not this week, but the following Sunday to do lesson plan, but we already talked it out, so I already know what I'm gonna write up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, how so children got the attention span of a pea. So how do you keep their attention? How do you how do you really like get them to really focus? Because that right there, somebody's going to be disruptive. There's going to be someone that's going to give you a hard time. There's going to be someone that's just struggling. So how do you keep their attention?
One, you engage in lesson. The kids that I work with uh, are low, meaning there may be 2 to 3 and below grade level. So I teach fifth.
Right.
So I teach. My co-teacher now, she takes the third. Who, if you place 3 and up, she takes those kids, and I take 2 and down. That's the best way we can get the best bang for our buck. Um, and so I have to really I do a lot of repetition with them because of their working memory. And I'm gonna just be honest. If you know me, them kids really they know I love them, so therefore they give me the respect. And I said we don't have time for disruption. Um, I'm just gonna be honest. And if you want to disrupt, you're gonna have Miss McGraw, the mean McGraw, and you don't want that.
You know what?
Um,
No.
yeah. So for the most part, we've been blessed to have some great kids where disruption is not an option. We're trying to get you where you need to be. If you're disrupting me, then we're going to inconvenience home. Um, so that's the best way I
That's it.
can
That's the best way. No, no, I get it. No,
say.
good answer right there. Yeah, but
Because
so let me ask you. Yeah,
my job is to teach,
yes,
and I told those kids, I said, um, if teachers allow you to just sit in the back room, they do not care about you.
at all.
Obviously, right? And I said my job is to pick up. We got to bridge the gap of where the ball was dropped and get you to fifth grade. And it's sad that so many kids have just been left behind, but
Yeah, mm,
I get about 2 hours for reading. Seem like maybe an hour and a half, and then I still need more time. It's not enough because I'm
yeah,
covering phonics, I'm covering
yes.
high frequency
Mm,
words, I'm covering reading,
merging.
and reading comprehension, the skills, whatever skill for that week. And it's a
Yeah,
lot that I have to cover in a short amount of
absolutely.
time.
And you can't save them all, unfortunately.
Yeah,
You can't catch them all.
yeah.
You do all you can do. But let me ask you, like, what? And I know you have many challenging students, but what was the most challenging student that you had, and how did you handle it? How are you able to get to that promised land with with that child, so to speak? Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna tell you two stories. I'm gonna tell you my year I kept. This kid was brought to us. I've been teaching there for a couple of years now, and this kid was brought to us. I don't know what district. I think he came from Clayton or something. And everybody know my methodology. This particular kid stole my phone,
Oh.
um, and lied about it, but the students told
Mm.
me. Then he did something where he threatened another teacher. So at the end of the day, we had to do homebound. Um, they asked me would I do it because I'm special ed, and of course I went. Um, and he lived right in the hood. And I drove up. Mom said, "Make sure you leave at a certain time." I said, "Don't worry, I will." Um, but I let the kid know I care about you. I'm here. I taught the kid all the way to the end of the school year. Maybe a year later, mom called me, and they went back to Clayton because the kid got in trouble wherever he went, so he kept get kicked out. So mom called me, the teachers called me. It was like, can you sit in this IEP meeting? Um, and so I just try to help them through best support that kid. Um, Understand we can't save all kids, but my job as a teacher is to give him my absolute best, no matter
Right, yes.
what
Mhm.
stage that he's in. That was one of my most memorable students, and I've had a lot of. I had a schizophrenia.
Mm.
She was at the early stages, and and we'll talk about test scores in a minute. But she had to take back then. It was called the CRCT. I don't know how I did it, and she remember and then she forget, remember and forget. I just kept teaching her, and then when it was time to take the CRCT. She made enough to pass. I said, "Oh, thank you, Jesus."
Mhm.
And she struggled in high school, but I was just shocked that I got her to pass. And then just recently I had a kid that was a smart, intelligent student. My teacher and I had to remain consistent working with him because he would have tantrum tantrums anywhere from I don't want to do this, and he'll storm out the room, or he'll sit and cry real loud, whatever. I'm like, look
Mm.
around you, read the room. Do you see any other
Right.
fifth graders having tantrum tantrums? No, I kid you not. The time we got done, because I called the meeting, I said, "Mom, Dad, we can't keep going on like this. What are some of the
Right.
strategies you use?" And they say, "All we do is coddle him." I said, "You understand? He's going to go to middle school. That's not going to work." So I
Mm-mm.
gave them some suggestions. They knew it came from a loving place, not a hatred place, but a place of love, and prepare him for not just fifth grade but beyond. So they did their part, got them the services that they need, and he still had little outbursts, but it got less and less. When I kid you not, that kid loves me. I got him in Beta Club. I fought, advocated for him. I said you should be in the gifted program, but they didn't want him in there because of he always had tantrums. I said I get it. However, no one spent the time to teach him a new behavior. You
Mhm,
just kept
mhm.
writing him off. You gotta teach him, and you have to be consistent.
Yes,
Mm. So, that was one of my most memorable, and I have plenty other stories to
of
tell.
course. Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that kid did a complete turnaround. He's an accelerate one of the accelerated class for math.
Nice, nice.
Um, he was in beta club. His mom and dad was there to watch him in 5th grade. And he act like he had sense. He sat in there quietly. I would check in on him. So I told that little boy, "I'm so proud of you," because he did the work.
Aw,
Everybody, all the village did the work. Like, stop calling him.
absolutely.
We need to make him a young man.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
So, how does it feel when, 'cause I'm sure that, those who have taught in the past, I know that they visited the school or you come across them later on and like how does that feel when you have that type of impact in a positive way, a positive impact on them as they get older?
It feels good. I'm gonna be honest. I used to want to be teacher year. I've been nominated a couple of times, but when you're a special ed teacher, those are things that not everybody know of you. So therefore, you're not gonna be considered or be thought about. So I
Oh, I don't
learned
know why
to.
that is. Hmm.
Yeah, right. But I learned to my reward is not from being recognized from that perspective. My reward came from
Right.
the
Mhm.
students. And if I can get a student to make it to college, and just be a productive citizen, that was my reward. So
And can you share with us one student that you had that you've came across some time later and they shared their testimony or story with you or how they impacted how you impacted their life.
so it was actually I still kept this someone DM me, one actually my coworker, previous coworker I kept. And before I left to go to another district, I had worked in they had opened up an elementary section. And so I had to help get that started. And I mean, yeah, elementary section, which was kindergarten. Working kindergarten is the most tiresome job.
Mhm.
And I remember this student I was working with, his name is Miles, and he was autistic, and he actually struggled, but he and I spent a lot of times together, to get and a lot of collaboration with mom to get him where he needed to be. So I got an email, let's just say 2 years ago, from her, and she now works with Miles in the middle school.
Okay.
And she said, I guess the assignment was, recall a teacher who cared about you or love you. And she
Oh.
sent me the letter that he wrote about me. He still I was brown at the time,
Oh.
and he still remembered me, and I would just so that those are my why. When I feel like I'm ready to quit, no one
Yes.
whatever, those are
Mhm.
my whys, 'cause teachers
Yeah.
will remember those that really cared
Oh,
about
that's
you.
so much. Oh, that's so nice. Yeah.
Mhm,
I think that's so amazing. And so that's a segue that I want to use because remember I mentioned about us wanting to get more into the climate when it comes to education, where we are right now with it, with this
mhm.
administration. So can you share with us your perspective on that, on where we are right now in this climate, especially with this administration and everything that's going on within the school system? Can you give your perspective on it? Like, okay, let me just kind of give us like some cliff notes on what you feel that needs to change. What is the current climate and the current bullet points of what the climate is like right now, and what are your suggestions of how we need to change it or how we need to improve it?
That's a lot to unpack.
I know,
So
yeah.
initially, when the current administration mentioned, they were shutting down the Department of Education, we all educators and everybody immediately was like, "Oh my God, we're not going." I'm be honest, I'm not going to have a job. But I had to step back and understand what does that mean. It didn't mean that he dismantled the whole Department of Education. He basically kept a couple of people in there. And it doesn't mean that special education is done away with. Right now, and be honest, we in a right now everything is business as usual. Nothing
Mhm.
has been communicated to us, me as a teacher, a special education teacher from the state. So nothing has been communicated from the federal to the state, and from the state to the district, from the district to us yet. However, the current district that I work for is very conservative with funding, um, meaning you're not going to see a lot of raise or a lot of funding for this, because we're whatever money that they do have, they want to keep a hold of it to make sure we're able to ride this wave out, whatever it
Mm,
may. Not so many other districts are so lucky that they were conservative with their funding or with their money, meaning we don't know if we're still going to get the same amount of money from the state, from the federal yet. Nothing has been communicated. So right now we're operating in a space of uncertainty. Now, if I had to
mm,
speculate, in every district, every school, every classroom is different on how they address special education. It depends on if your school leader, meaning if your principal have an understanding of how special education works, as far as how much money they're going to pool into that to make sure those kids get what they need. Just being in education for over 16 years, special education has always taken the back seat when it should be given the front.
yes,
Um,
absolutely, yeah.
but that's how it has been, and we've always been treated the back seat. Meaning all the money is not being, scheduling
Allocated.
supposed to be
Mm,
scheduled around your students with disability, but it's not so. And again, it depends on the school because it's a case by case. Um, from what I see, I can only speculate. It's not the gospel. Eventually, unless you're if you're high functioning, you're gonna regardless of your disability, you probably be in the classroom of uh,
general
general
class.
ed.
Mhm.
But then you're not gonna create more than one classroom. So you're gonna have a classroom full of special ed students and maybe 3 or
Mm,
4 general ed kids. So therefore, you're creating a program classroom, which that's out of compliance. And then your program classrooms are those kids that are cognitively, intellectually not able to function in a general ed
mm,
class. I think that's where we're going to head to. And then something I've always said years back, I think there needs to be a total overhaul of how education, special education, is treated. I don't know what those answers are, but I think in the coming years we're going to see a different approach of how it's going to be handled and addressed. I don't think it's going to be for the better though. So
mm,
as a parent, I will always advise parents. Again, something I've always told my kids. It used to be the work. It used to be the rich and poor. Now it's that gap is starting to widen, and now you have the working poor. So if you have money, those parents are funding, and if you don't have the money, then you have to roll the dice and take a gamble in the education system and hope you get good
mm.
leaders.
Hopefully. Wow,
Mhm.
wow. So let me ask you, so what would be your ideal approach as, given what you, just mentioned right now? What will your ideal, not, not saying that it will happen, hopefully it will, but what will be ideal resolve to all this? What it will be, what would that look like to you?
I think students that can, based on the actual need of students, that's where funding should be at. Meaning, if a student is able to function, if their least restricted environment is a co-taught classroom, let's have a co-taught classroom. But if their least restrictive environment is something other than a resource or self-contained classroom, we need to be able to fund that. But because of funding, kids are not being identified or play or excuse me,
Right,
they are identified, but they're not placed in the right
right,
placement. Yeah.
right. Yeah. So let me also ask you, given you mentioned that I think it's what you mentioned, and like I think it's the foundation will start off is making sure that children are placed where they need to be placed based
Correct.
on their efficiency in this or
Their
their
need.
delays in that,
Yeah.
right, based on their need,
Yeah.
but
And then
also
we
but
have the
now
funding for that.
and that plays a part because that's why you have a lot of that's most of the reasons why teachers are going, are leaving us, and that's another issue, the
Mhm.
lack of qualified teachers. because we see it like nowadays. I mean, these teachers are just out of control. I don't know what's worse, the students or the teachers. So it's like I go on social media and you have these substitute teachers or these teachers that are trying to be the student's friend, or these teachers are getting attacked by these students. So you
Well,
know,
because these principals,
yeah,
the schools are not supporting. So
right,
these kids, I'm gonna be honest, these kids feel like they can actually say or do anything, and who gets in trouble? The teachers
right.
get in trouble.
Hmm.
So therefore, you put my job at risk. Thankfully, the kids that I work with um, have some type of reverence or respect towards me. Um, but there was times where a kid lied on me, and my principal did not. And there was another teacher standing there was witness, and I did
They
not.
didn't back you up.
They didn't.
Mm.
The teacher did back me up, but the
Oh, they
principal
did.
didn't back me up
And
because
that's
they
even
now,
worse.
yeah. So they go by
Mm.
what the kids say, and
Yeah, yeah.
clearly the kid was lying. Um, so it's sad. So I'm always in the back of my mind say, what is my plan B? Because in the event that we not protected, I have to have a plan B.
Right, and that's the problem. These teachers are not protected,
Mhm.
and I think there's not enough resources to protect them, and there's not enough resources, like you said, to allocate, and delegate where these kids belong. And so now this whole system is, so that's why I'm just really, like I said, I tip my hat off to you. So I want to just give you want to give you your flowers,
Oh, thank you.
because I mean, just 'cause like I said, just sharing your journey and just sharing um how much you mean to these children, and you being one of very few teachers that are able to reach some of the children. But it's unfortunate that like I said before, not everyone, not all the children are going to get that same advantage. They're
Right.
not or they're not going to benefit from a person like you. So I want to and given that, can you offer some type of encouragement towards some of the teachers and parents out there that are struggling right now, having to place their children and making sure they get the proper education that they deserve, and they feel discouraged because they feel like the children are getting what they need. So can you just kind of offer some advice and encouragement to those families and teachers?
Okay.
You know,
Well, to my
you know,
teachers, there are quite a few great teachers out there that are in the trenches. I will encourage teachers to remember your why. Days that you want to
mm,
give up, that you
mhm,
want to quit, remember your why and allow your why to fuel the passion that you once had. For those families who was like unsure about putting their children in the public education system, I want them to understand there are a lot of teachers out there that is very passionate and will
mm.
teach like their hair is on fire. That's a book.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
that would definitely teach like they're teaching their own children. So I will always encourage my families to partner with your teacher. It's not all on teachers to do the heavy lifting.
Mm,
Our
mm,
job is to the baton is passed from home to us and then back to home, back to us. So it's a thing that we have to have a constant communication, constant collaboration, and working to make sure our babies are getting what is needed. It's teaching the holistic child. We
yes.
can't do it all, families can't do it all, but if we continue to work together, constant communication, we can get the babies where we need to be. So I would
Mm,
encourage them. Yeah.
well said. No, well said. Um, so on that note, because not only are you a teacher, you have, you're a Christian as well. So, like I said before, we both attend the same church. Shout out to Christian Church at East Point. Shout out to
Woo-hoo!
Pastor Rand Jr., who's our pastor. So I
Yeah.
just wanted to, because like, is the separation of church and state when it comes to education and church. So, and I know you can't incorporate the two, when it comes to school.
Well, I actually
So
do because I'm gonna be
you
honest.
do? Oh, because you're I didn't know you was allowed to.
Probably not, but
I'm gonna do it
um,
anyway.
so I'll give you several stories. So I had this kid acted a fool. Um, the other teacher took the kids outside. He had to come, him and the three other students that were acting a fool come back upstairs. So I was like, listen, I don't know what happened, but we're gonna just sit here, eat our lunch, and do what you need to do. So this particular kid acted a slap fool. So I said,
Mm,
in order for me not to get upset, I turned on my music, which is
mm.
Christian music, and I started singing and praising the Lord. That kid, so the teacher come back in. She's like, I thought you was having a party. I said, oh no, I didn't want to get
No,
upset, so I
you
just
needed a
turned
moment.
on the music.
Yeah, you needed a
And then
moment.
right, and then that time with the other kid last year when he kept having those tantrum tantrums, um, I would say, "Come here, let me give you a hug," and I would pray over him and speak in his ears, and I say, "In the name of Jesus." So I do find ways to. It's so when I sing, as you see me sing, it's not something I do on Sunday. This is something I have
Mm,
that this is a part of me. Wherever I go,
mhm.
um, if I'm praying in the spirit, the kid may not hear me. I'm just holding him and praying, and I'm just speaking in tongues over him. I'm like, you will behave, you will listen, you will calm down in the name of
In the
Jesus.
name of Jesus.
Um,
Yes.
so
Or,
yeah.
yeah, get this devil out of here. Devil is a lie. Yes, yes. So I get it. So
Yeah.
I want to go more into because I know you've been dropping the name Price. So Price McGraw. Shout out to Price, brother Price.
Yay.
That is
Woo.
this is Sister Nicole's husband. That's a second
Yes.
husband. That's a second
Yes.
husband.
Yes, we
You
have the
know.
same account.
Yeah, yes, got the same account. Yeah. They got good accounts. Inside joke, y'all. Inside jokes.
Inside joke.
So yes, I want to get more into that because you also represent a lot of women who find love the second time around. Some people don't find it the
Yes.
first time. Some people don't find it the first time around. But I digress now. It ain't about me though. It ain't about me. No. But you found it the second time around. So I want to get more into how when the place where you were at the time when you were first married and then becoming a single mother and then you transition into becoming a blended family and marrying the love of your life.
Yes. One thing I tell anybody that has been married, if a person can only point a finger to their ex and not point a finger at themselves, then they're not ready for marriage. So
True.
I will always tell someone, what do you need to work on before you
Fat.
remarry?
Okay.
For
Mhm.
me was Dr. Cornell used to say I was what's the dignified but not uh dang, I used to say this all the time,
Mhm.
quote by
Mhm.
Dr. Cornell. I was justified but not dignified. Um,
Okay.
um, and so I did a lot of wrong in the marriage, but I gave up on in praying. Um, so one of the things I did was nag a lot. And so that was something I had to work on. And so the nagging, I had to pray. So in my marriage, Price like, boy, we don't argue and you don't say nothing. I said, Price, I have learned to just get on my knees and pray, and God will work on you. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not definitely not perfect. Uh, I'm very is the word stringent?
Firm.
Yeah, I'm a very firm person.
Mm.
Um, and so I feel bad for my husband sometimes because even with praise and worship, I'll be like,
Oh yeah, I've heard it. I've witnessed it.
you want to get up there and have a good time. I said, oh no, we don't play. I said, this is my
Yeah.
ministry, my calling.
Yes. You take it. No, I know you take it seriously. I
I
understand. I
take
take
it
you.
very seriously.
Yeah, yeah.
I got
But
in
was
trouble
it? I
about
mean, but let
that
me ask you,
before.
Sister Nicole, because was it nagging or was you communicating your feelings? Because sometimes a lot of men think it's nagging, but I'm like, well, I mean, well, I can't speak on something that you're doing, and do I
Well,
should I
it's after
tolerate
it's
it?
what you do after you communicate it, and so that's
Okay,
when it turns into nagging. So yes, you
okay,
can communicate it, but if you constantly keep saying it,
going
that's nagging.
okay,
And
okay.
so I did a
Mhm.
lot of that in my first marriage, and I had to learn that that's not what I should have been doing. So I had to work on that among other things. Um, and
So
then
when
when
you
God, huh?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I wanted to try to establish a timeline again. So when you and brother Price got married, how old were because Raina still came along as well, how old was Raina and Jasmine at the time?
And Christian, that's third, my baby, my son, Christian.
Oh, I
They
didn't know
were,
that. Oh, okay.
um, yeah, Jasmine, Christian, Raina was Jasmine graduated. Raina, did Raina we go to high school? So he was not there for. So he was there for Christian when he graduated. So he drove us to Michigan. So Christian was in high school. Raina, oh, we drove her to college, her first year of college. So yeah, they were
Mhm.
pretty much
They were
grown.
older. Mhm.
Yeah, much older. And
Mhm.
they love Price. Raina, I feel like Raina loved Price more than me because I'm the strict parent. I think that's
Right, right. He's more laid back. Yeah,
right. He
yeah.
more laid back and kind, and he listens to Raina when she talks. I'm just like, let's get to the point. But yeah, they love Price. But yeah, they were Christian. My youngest was in high school, getting ready to graduate from high
But give
school.
us the love story. How did y'all meet? How did y'all come together? What was the courtship? Like what? Yeah, give us the meat and potatoes.
We met at Christian East. We met at the church.
The church. Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
never noticed Price. He was real close with Elder Willie. Um, and then I was actually dating somebody else at the time. It was actually my college. We want to call him my college sweetheart. Um, so Price eventually texted me and said, "Hey, you want to go out for lunch?" I said, "Well, we better hurry up and go out to lunch because I think my college sweetheart is going to propose." So
What? Wait,
yeah,
wait a
I
minute.
wasn't. He didn't put a ring on it yet.
No,
So
but I'm
hey.
saying, but there's some overlap in here because you was in a relationship.
Yeah,
Ooh,
we only went out to dinner. I mean,
oh,
went out to lunch. But I had told him, I
that's still
said,
a date.
yeah,
That's still
again, I was not engaged. I would tell any woman until you put a ring on it, you are open to see your
okay.
option.
Mhm.
But needless to say, I did not marry that other guy. We actually would not um
Compatible.
was not a oh my god, it was horrible. Um
Mm, mm.
I'm so grateful. And this was his second time trying to propose to me. I said it's not meant for us to be together. Um Yeah.
But you said, wait a minute, go back. You said, well, you need to hurry up and take me to lunch before this person proposed. Like, what?
Right. I didn't want him to get to, he kept bragging about how he was going to propose to me. So I just told Price when he asked me out, I said, "Okay, well, I believe he going to propose to me. So before he proposed, let's go out and let me
Why
see
would you
what."
want to wait till that time? I mean, why would you even want to, or, like,
Listen,
wait for that time to come? Like, why would you even entertain that, or anticipate that?
at the time it was just he and I, but by then we were having a lot of issues and we were still just trying to see where this is go, but I already knew in my heart that he was not the one. So by then Price came into the picture and I said, okay, well I had to go out and hang out with you. I was single.
Uh-huh.
Listen, I was single.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
But I did break it off with him immediately. And he was mad, but I said, listen, you and I are not to be together.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
We're not compatible. We
But you wanted
argue,
to,
fuss
but you
all
was
the
gonna let,
time.
but you was gonna propose anyway. I'm still on this. So you was gonna propose
No,
anyway.
it was speculated that he was going to propose. So I don't know. He claims that he was going to take me to
Mhm.
Vegas and propose. Blah blah blah. So I said before we even got there, I said I had tried, moved on. So we
Oh,
never
okay.
got we never I didn't even we never got to the point to the proposal because I broke it off immediately after. Actually, after the first date, I did.
Oh, look at here, look at here. We got
Hmm.
a visitor. We got a visitor. Yeah, we
Who
got a visitor.
who's the
Hey,
visitor?
yeah,
Oh Lord.
yeah. Hey, what you
Oh, he
doing
was
up in here?
Price was trying to
Look
listen
at
to the theme, Faith. Price
here.
is trying to listen to the theme, Faith.
Okay, okay. Because I thought you had a story to tell. I thought you wanted to tell your side. But since you're here, you don't want to do that?
Oh Lord, he got to put his headsets on.
Oh, okay. Can you hear? Can you hear? Brother Price, can you hear? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I wanted to. Did you want to tell your side? Did you hear your wife's side of how y'all met? How you got together? Did you hear what she said?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. We hear you.
Yeah, we met at church.
Oh, did you? But did you hear the full story? Did you hear what she said?
Oh no,
Oh Lord, you just logged on, Price?
Yeah.
Oh, you missed a whole
Oh,
hour and
oh,
29
okay.
minutes of
Oh, I'm
conversation.
sorry. Oh,
Oh,
No,
that's
you're
all
okay.
right.
fine. You're
Yeah, you
fine.
Yeah.
good.
You miss all the good stuff.
Yeah, because
Oh
I mean, she
Lord.
said that there was some overlap between you and somebody else. That's what she said. So
Oh
I
yeah.
wanted to know if you had something else to say. She said it was some overlapping when y'all met at the church.
Oh, Price
Over.
know about all of that. Remember I told you about the college guy was gonna. I ain't gonna say his name on the
Yeah,
air.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah. I was
yeah,
honest with Price.
yeah, yeah. That's one thing about her. Yeah, she gonna keep it real. So yeah. So that's the good thing about it. That way, if anything do come up, at least you know.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
understand that. But Sister Nicole, so I want your honest answer about this since you mentioned about this situation. Was Brother Price a rebound for you since you said it didn't work out like the way things transpired? Was he a rebound at some point in the
Oh
beginning?
no, no,
Oh,
no. Price
okay.
was not a rebound. And so
Okay.
when we had a conversation with Pastor, because I did not want to be married and divorced again,
Okay.
I was gonna break it up with Price because he had some things he needed to work on.
Mm,
Um, and so my thing was, if God told me no, I don't care who you are. I'm not going through what I went through with my first marriage. Not
uh-huh.
to say nothing bad about him. It's just that I want to be in the will of God.
Got you. All right,
Hmm.
Brother Price. I'm gonna let you go. 'Cause I see you driving, so
Okay.
but yeah, but I hope you're still listening.
Thank you for your support.
Yes, thank you for your support. Yes, so yeah, but I no, but I really know. Thank you for sharing that. Because I know
Hmm.
that sometimes when you are in a relationship with someone that you know that you're not compatible with, and you're just you're not in the same space with them. You're not in sync with them. Y'all don't mesh well,
Right.
and then you find comfort in someone. That happens. So that's why I wanted to find out where you were. But you said that and initially you said that Brother Price need to work on some things before y'all got.
Yeah. And yeah, so Price was like, I'm not letting you go. 'Cause when we met with Pastor Rand,
Oh,
I said, Price, I don't know what your upbringing about church, but I know for me, if God told me no, I'm sorry.
right. But at least you saw counseling. You had the
Oh
premarital
yeah. I
counseling.
would tell
Yes,
anybody do counseling because
yes, absolutely.
yeah. And I was so glad Pastor Rand and his wife, Lady Tarika, shout out to her, um,
Mhm.
that they counseled us. And they had to pray and make sure, because like Pastor Rand would tell you, he ain't gonna just marry anybody. So because he
Absolutely.
wants to have a great success rate. So
Absolutely. And it's
mhm.
been, yeah, so it has been up and stuck since then, huh? It's been up and stuck
Yeah,
since then.
it's going on.
Yeah.
It'll be 9 years in April 15th.
Ah, congrats,
Shout out to
congrats.
Price.
Yeah, shout out to him. Yeah, that's wonderful. And so,
Mhm.
so now you in the space in your life, Sister Nicole, where you've been through this journey. You have this solid career in teaching. You have a solid marriage, and you have some, um, you did a great job in raising your children. You got a daughter studying abroad and doing her thing there. And so, what are your
Yeah.
other two children up to? I don't see them. I
Jasmine.
don't see them too much.
Yeah, well, Jasmine was there for the
Yeah, I know I saw that, but I mean, but other than that, I mean, you don't really, I don't see her that
yeah,
often.
she was living in
Yeah.
Memphis, so she moved back here.
Oh,
Till
okay.
she find her, she gonna want to move back out. I said, well, you fine to stay at the house, but yeah. So she graduated. She has her bachelor's, so she just working. And then my son, he's still in Michigan. So
He's still in Michigan. Oh,
yeah,
okay. Well, I'm glad.
he did started college at Savannah State, but didn't finish. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but
Hmm.
shout out to Jasmine, Raina, and Christian. Shout out to all of them. I hope y'all watching. Y'all better be watching
Yeah.
your mama up in here. You know.
Hmm.
Yeah, they knew about this, right? They know.
Yeah, I sent them. I
Uh,
didn't know. I sent them the link at the last minute because I didn't. I'm sorry.
uh,
I'm new, but
yeah, yeah, the link to the show. Okay, well, I'm glad they're watching. Well, like I said, if they're not watching live, the replay is there. It's not going anywhere. It's right on my channel.
Mhm.
Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I always forget to say that. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, give the thumbs up.
Yeah.
But I wanted to have a little fun with you, Sister Nicole.
Oh
I want to,
Lord.
yeah, yes. So I want you to get your vocals together. Since you're a songstress, you like to
Oh,
sing
okay,
and
okay. I
everything.
can do that.
So get
I
your
can do
vocals
that.
together. But before we do that, I want us to do a little bit of this or that.
Here they come, yo. Here they come.
Yeah, so I like to just put out, it could be any random thing. Not in a particular, no particular order, but you have to choose one or the other. You can't plead the fifth, and you cannot say both. You got to
Oh
choose one
Lord.
or the other.
Okay.
You could get with this, or you could get with that. All right.
Okay.
So
I'm not good with games, but I'm a try.
no, it's fine. I mean, this is yeah. I mean, I know it's some certain things will be hard to choose from, but you got to do it. So
Okay.
broccoli or cauliflower,
Broccoli.
jasmine rice or balsamic rice. Is it called balsamic rice? I can't even remember. Is it called
Probably
balsamic rice?
jasmine. I probably do jasmine rice.
Oh, jasmine rice. Okay. Um, private school or public school?
I probably do private school.
Okay. Crayola crayons or Crayola markers?
Crayons.
Okay. Now, gosh, what I want? Track or marching band?
Probably marching band.
Okay. Creamy peanut butter or chunky peanut butter?
Ooh, Jesus, I don't like neither.
Oh, you like peanut butter?
No, I was traumatized. No, ma'am.
Why? What happened? What
Oh, so
traumatized?
yes,
Peanut butter?
ma'am. Girl, you're gonna make me cry. So my upbringing was we back in the day, we didn't have free lunch. Remember, they just not doing it.
Yeah.
My mom did not, for whatever reason, could not afford for lunch. So she would
I
mix
mean, but free
peanut
lunch. I
butter.
mean, that's free for lunch. It's free.
Yeah, but not back in my day. It wasn't that they didn't offer free lunch.
No,
Or if they did,
not where you live,
they
because it's free
they
lunch has
said
always
that my
been there.
mom made too much. But really, if a single mom raising 3 children, if you made
Really?
anything over, so the system is
Oh, that's
only
what you were. Okay.
the system is only to
Mhm.
keep you making nothing. And if you make a
Yeah,
little
poverty
something,
level.
right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so that was peanut butter we had to eat mixed with something else. I said, I have never fed my
Oh,
kids peanut butter and jelly. Price
no.
loved peanut butter jelly. I said, please
Yes.
get out my face with that.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Oh.
man, that's a no, no,
Oh,
no, no.
I'm sorry. I
Mm-mm.
didn't mean to trigger you with the peanut butter. I didn't mean to
So
trigger you.
neither. I do not. Mm-mm.
Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry.
No, ma'am.
Oh wow. So
Mm-mm.
so um Byron Cage or Israel Houghton?
Israel Horton.
Ty Tribbett or Kirk Franklin?
Woo, they both made some good music. I'm gonna have to say Kurt.
Okay. Jacqueline Carr or Tasha
Cobb.
Lockhart? No, oh, well, not Carr. No, Lockhart.
The Tasha
Tasha Lockhart.
Lockhart. Um, Probably Jacqueline Carr.
Okay. Why'd you make that face? Why'd you react? Why'd you respond like that?
I would just had an image of her, even though the girl can sing, but
Oh,
mm-mm,
okay. Oh, you're a
mm,
hot mess. Okay, I get it. I get it. No, all right.
mhm.
All right. So I want to give you a real good one. I'm gonna give you a doozy right here.
Oh Lord,
I want to get you
you were
real good.
good for now.
Yeah. No, I want to get you real good. I want to get you real good. Let's see. Um, okay. Dottie Peep. Oh, Vanessa Bell Armstrong or Shirley Caesar.
um, Vanessa Bell Armstrong.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's underrated, by the way. Yeah, I think she's underrated to me.
Hmm.
Yeah. All right. All right. So I think this is probably the last one I might give you. Let's see. Because I wanted to really say that. I wanted to sizzle in your spirit. Yeah, yeah. So okay. Um, it is well with my soul or old rugged cross.
Oh, Rugged Cross.
Nice. All right. See, thank you. Thank you. No, you play so well. You play so well. Thank you.
I
Thank you. Thank
survived.
you. Yes, but you're not done yet because I told you got to get your focus together. All right. So this is what I like to call sing it how you read it.
Yeah, yeah. Yo, Addison, singing challenge.
Yeah. So
Now, did Pastor Rand have to do this too?
no, he had to preach it like he read it.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
He ain't do a good job at it. You need to watch that one. He ain't doing so well. But Pastor Chris did his thing on that.
Oh,
Watch
really?
Pastor Chris. Oh yeah, he did. He did his thing on that one. So yeah, that's a whole nother segment. Yeah. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna have like some random topics, and it's gonna be probably topics you don't even expect. It's gonna be some, but you're going to think of a song on the spot.
Can it be a made up song?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay,
But that's what I want you. You're supposed to
okay,
make it up. You're supposed to make it up. Yeah. Or at
okay.
least maybe if you want to do like a melody of a song, that's fine too. But I'm going to just put it out there. All right. Let me
All right. Hope I do well on this.
yo, I need a yeah, I just need a let me get a yeah, I gotta get an eraser. There we go. All right. So here we go.
Get a halls out.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yes. Yeah, moisten your vocals. Yes. Ready?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I cannot see that.
Yeah, I'm adjust it. So you'll see it.
Oh, blowing spitballs. Okay. Blowing spitballs. Blow spitballs out of your mouth. Blow spitballs out of your mouth. Blow spitballs out of your mouth. Make sure they make it in the trash can.
Good. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Eating pasta.
No, no.
Oh, eating paste. Okay. I'm eating paste. I'm eating paste. It tastes so good in my mouth. I'm eating paste, 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 paste. I'm eating paste today.
No, that's good. Oh, I like that. That sounds so lovely. That sounds so lovely.
Thank you. That one's licking windows. All right, licking windows. It's 6 o'clock in the morning, watching my husband
Oh,
licking the window, saying, "Please come
in
here."
the window.
6 o'clock in the morning, I looked out the window and saw my husband looking at me. He was licking the window, licking the window. He was licking the window so well. Licking the window, licking the window. I said, "You're looking like a fool."
Well, the price you lick windows. Let me find. You lick windows.
He's like, "Lord," that's his favorite word, Lord.
So you just see now. Now I'm gonna. That's gonna be running gag. Wait till I see him on Sunday.
Food fight in the cafeteria. All right, food fight in the cafeteria. Do you see what I see? A food fight in the cafeteria. I said, "Who was handling that?" I said, "Who was handling those kids?"
You really good at this. You're playing. You came to play.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe. I gotta sing that too.
Yes.
If you find the time to like, share, subscribe, don't forget, faith is the substance of things hoped for. Faith is the substance of things hoped for. Make sure you like, subscribe today.
I love it. I love it. I love it. You know I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that. I'm going to definitely use that clip. Thank you so much. You did so well. Oh my goodness. Oh, I love it. I enjoyed that so much.
Thank
Yeah,
you for
so
having me.
yeah, but I have two questions before we wrap up though. And
Okay.
I definitely want to hear these answers from you. So if you have the opportunity to have 5 people at the senior table, dead or alive, who would they be and why? I need the why for each one.
Okay. Growing up, I was just infatuated, loved to hear the speeches of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I would love to have a conversation with him and get his thoughts on one, God, if he was a true believer, and his vision for the future.
Oh,
Um,
okay, nice.
whether people like him or not, he played a pivotal role
Oh,
in the Black
mhm,
community, Black and Brown community. So I would just want to talk with him. Another person I would like to talk to, um, Whitney Houston. Um,
mm,
I used to, when I was younger, I used to sing, I Believe the Children Are the Future. I
mhm.
used to sing in a lot of talent shows. Um,
Okay, I can
and
see that.
Whitney Houston had a battle with living for God or God and the way of the world.
Yes.
So I just was so enthralled with her voice, and I just
Mhm.
want to just have a conversation where I can minister to her.
Oh, nice.
Um, Another person, um, I wish I could, I don't- maybe David, King
Mm,
David,
King David.
because
Mhm.
he was a worshiper, praise and worship. What were you thinking when you was looking at that woman?
Oh!
um, thank God we weren't living, God didn't treat him like Saul, but it did come with a cost when he had
Right.
it
Mhm.
did come with a cost, and his children also paid for that. Um, I just would love to just be in worship with him because he was such in praise where his clothes came off.
Yes.
Um, and so people don't understand that level of praise
Mhm.
because David danced he was in worship where his clothes literally came off. So I would like to have a conversation with my mom. Um,
Yes.
just to really had a heartfelt, especially her upbringing,
Yes.
because trauma is real, um,
Yes.
and why she never or waited to deal with that trauma. I would like to have the conversation not as her daughter, but a different person, so I
Mm,
could get to really honest and get into the gritty.
absolutely. Absolutely.
I would like to also have a conversation with my dad, like why was he not there? Um,
Yes.
Regardless of his own battles and trauma. And then the last one, I would like to have a conversation, if it could be possible, with my younger self. I would tell
Mm.
myself to
Oh,
believe it.
wow. Nice.
I made a lot of mistakes out of fear. So I was a
Mhm.
person try to please people because I didn't know who I was. And I would tell my younger self, you're gonna be okay. God will restore all, and just continue to walk that have faith in God.
Oh, amen. I like those answers. Good. Very, I like that.
Mhm.
Now, this is a question again I love to ask, and this comes from the late James Lipton from inside the actor studio. So, Nicole McGraw, when you enter into the pearly gates, what would you want God to say?
Ooh, Lord, I will hope and pray. I would like God to say, "Well done, my good and faithful servant."
Mhm. Amen. And I want to tell you here right now, well done, Sister
Oh, thank
Nicole.
you.
Yes. Thank you
Thank
so much. Thank you so much for coming through. Like I said, coming to share so much with me
you.
on my
Thank
little piece of platform. So I really do. I hope you come back, because I'm trying to get
Yeah.
some panels, panel discussions. When the time comes, I want for you to come through for those things as well. So I really do appreciate that. So any final words?
I would just encourage the listeners that, um, if it's okay, Sister Faith, I would just encourage the listeners that no matter what is going on in your life, no matter if you felt forsaken, if you felt not loved, even if you feel alone, I know a Savior that was high and sits low. I know in his word that he said he would never leave you nor forsaking you. And if you have listened to this podcast today, the interview with me, I hope I gave you a little glimpse of what it was like growing up. And throughout my years, God reminded me. I know for a fact that God was with me. He never allowed me to go at any situation in my journey in my life alone. So I would
Yes.
like to encourage those listeners to take the time to really know God and try God. And I promise you, He'll never leave you, nor will He forsake you. I'm reminded that his love, he never fails. He never fails.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And
Thank
that's very well said. And I received that wholeheartedly. So thank you
you.
so
Amen.
much. Yes. And I hope you have a very good night. And I see you on Sunday.
All right. Thank you for having me.
All right. Absolutely. All right. Yes. So that was Nicole McGraw, a teacher, woman of God, mother, wife, all the things, all the things. So I just really hope that you receive all of the things that she said to us, all of the gems and all of the knowledge that she gave, especially when it comes to the education piece, and especially when it comes to the spiritual piece, because those two go hand in hand, by the way. So I just want to hopefully you're able to, whether you coming in through this live right now or whether you're watching a replay or you was in the bushes receiving all of that that was given unto you, please make sure you receive it wholeheartedly. Take it with you anywhere you go. And I hope that um, you enjoyed this because this is actually my last interview of the year. So just to have her on is a blessing for me as well. So I'm looking forward to having more guests to come on in the new year. So I'm gonna keep you posted on that. So and please make sure that you go to my socials. The links that I have are in my channel. I've been doing clips. I've been posting many clips of previous videos and previous interviews that I've done, so please make sure that you go come to my channel and watch those, and enjoy the content that I gave you so far. I will really appreciate the support. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And in the meantime, have a good